Hello friends, in this lecture we are going to start a new chapter. Okay, the chapter is line balancing. It is one of the small chapters of industrial engineering. Okay, so first we will discuss that what is line balancing. Okay, and why we are going to do the line balancing. Okay, what are the benefits or advantages of line balancing. So our chapter is line balancing. Okay, our chapter is line balancing. The other names, okay, it is also said, okay, it is also known as assembly line balancing. Assembly line balancing. Okay, it is also known as assembly line balancing or simply line balancing. So basically what we are going to do in this chapter is that it is a process in which the different work facilities are grouped together, okay, and they are assigned to a specific workstation. Okay, so you know that suppose I have got a raw shaft, okay, a shaft I have got, and I have to perform turning, drilling, grooving and step turning operation on this shaft. Okay, I have to perform these 4 operations on a shaft. So I'm going to need a lathe machine, I'm going to need a drilling machine, I'm going to need a milling machine or anything, okay, grinding machine. Let's suppose any machine I am going to get. So what we are going to do is that we are going to group the work facilities together. It means that we will specify a place, okay, that is basically known as workstation. We will specify a place that at this station or at this place we are only going to perform the turning operation, okay, at the other place we are only going to perform the drilling operation. Okay, so like this we are basically dividing the different processes into steps. Okay, so basically it is a step by step process. Okay, suppose we are going to assemble a car. Okay, we are going to assemble a car, and nowadays the line balancing, this line balancing has been adopted by the automobile industries only. Okay, the automobile industries uses line balancing to in assembling process. Okay, so suppose they are going to assemble a car, so what basically they are going to do is that at one of the workstation they are only going to assemble the chassis. Okay, suppose 5 men are working there, so the work of those 5 men will be to just to assemble the chassis. Okay, nothing else. Suppose there is another place or there is another workstation. At that workstation the people working there will only assemble the engine. Okay, at the other place there will be wheel assembling process. Okay, at the other place there will be distribution of the headlights, okay, front lights and the rear light. So basically all the different works are divided into particular work station. So the question arises that why we are going to perform the different work facilities at a particular work station. Okay, why not to do simply by moving here and there. Okay, suppose the lathe machine is present at this corner of this industry and the drilling machine is present at the other corner of the industry. So suppose I am drawing a basic layout. I am drawing a basic layout, my production plant. Okay, this is my production plant. Suppose this is my production plant. Okay, this is going to my production plant. Okay, and in this production plant the different work facilities are going to be performed. Okay, in this production plant we are going to perform, suppose we are going to perform turning operation at this place. Okay, for turning operation the operator has to come at this place. Okay, for turning operation the operator has to come at this place. Suppose if you want to perform drilling operation, okay, suppose you are going to perform the drilling operation, so for drilling facilities this operator has to move from this point to this point. Okay, suppose we have to perform the milling operation, so suppose the milling operation is present at the this corner of the production plant, and somewhere you can say here we have kept our drilling machine. Okay, for drilling machine we have to move at this place. So suppose I have got a raw shaft. Okay, I have got a raw shaft. Suppose I have got a raw shaft. Okay, I have got a raw shaft like this. I have got a raw shaft like this, and we want to perform the first operation we want to perform is turning. Okay, first operation we want to perform is turning. The second operation is that we want to perform, here you can say lathe, it is 2 and it is lathe 1. Okay, so the second operation is step turning. Okay, the second operation is a step turning. The third operation we want to perform is drilling. Okay, these are the different operations which we are going to perform on this raw shaft. And the fourth one is slotting. Okay, slotting we are going to perform with the help of milling machine. So suppose we are going to perform turning on lathe 1. Okay, lathe 1, and step turning on lathe 2. So what we have to do, first the operator will come here. Okay, the first operator have to come here to perform the turning operation on this raw shaft. Then from here he has to move to this workplace. Okay, he has to move to this workplace. Then the third step is performing the drilling operation. From it will be our second workplace. From here he has to move to this workplace. It will be our third workplace. And from here he has to move this to here to perform the slotting operation with the help of milling machine. So you can see that the operator has to move, okay, from one place to another place, and he has to carry the raw shaft with him. Okay, he has to carry the raw shaft with him. And suppose the raw shaft is very long. Okay, suppose the raw shaft is very long, or suppose we are going to perform some of the operations which are very heavy. Okay, it means that unnecessary movement of the operator and the raw material is going to take place. Okay, you can see that unnecessary movement. Okay, unnecessary movement will take place. So starting from here and going to at this second workplace, suppose he consumes 5 minutes. Okay, from here to here he consumes 2 minutes. From here to here he consumes 1 minute. It means 5 plus 2, 7 and 8. Total 8 minutes of the time will be wasted in material handling or unnecessary movement. So we want to avoid these type of problems. Okay, we want to avoid these type of problems. We want to minimize the ideal time. This everything is ideal time. Okay, these times are known as ideal time. Ideal time. These times are known as ideal time, and we want to minimize this ideal time. We want to minimize this ideal time. We want to minimize the unnecessary movement of the material handling. Okay, that's why to avoid these type of problems, we are adopting our line balancing or assembly line balancing. Okay, to avoid these type of problems, we are basically going for line balancing and assembly line balancing. So what we are going to do in assembly line balancing is that, suppose what I am going to do is that I am going to group my work facilities at different workstation. Okay, so I am making the different workstations like this. This is third, this is fourth. So these are my different workstations. So I will say that this is the point 1. This is the point 1 where we are going to perform the turning operation. Okay, this is the point 2 where we are going to perform the step turning. Okay, this is the work facility 2. This is the work facility 3 where we are going to perform the drilling operation. And this is the work facility 4 where we are going to perform the slotting operation. Okay, and suppose each operation will take a definite time. Okay, suppose the turning operation takes 10 minutes. This step turning operation takes 12 minutes. This drilling operation takes 9 minutes. And this slotting operation takes 11 minutes. Anything, it can be anything. So these are basically the different workstation in which we have grouped our different activities. We have grouped our different activities so that unnecessary movement. Okay, unnecessary movement. Utilization of manpower can be maximized. Utilization of the machineries can be maximized. Okay, so basically this is assembly line balancing. This is a assembly line balancing in we group the different work facilities at different workstations. So these are basically different workstations. These are basically different workstations. Okay, these are basically workstations. Okay, these are basically workstations. So how we are going to define is that we are going to define like this. It is a process. It is a process in which different work facilities are grouped together. Different work facilities are grouped together and assigned to the workstations. Okay, and assigned to the workstations. Okay, so it is basically line balancing. Okay, it is basically line balancing. Okay, suppose we are going to make the car. We are going for a car manufacturing. So we will move in a step by step process. Okay, the first will be chassis. Okay, first will be chassis assembly or arrangement. The second will be engine assembly. Okay, engine assembly. Third one will be wheel assembly. Okay, lights, everything, seats. Okay, so after doing all the things, the final car assembly will be completed. Final car assembly will be completed. So the different people skills can be utilized. Also we can utilize the skills of each and every people. Okay, suppose a person comes at 5 o'clock in the morning and he goes at the 4 o'clock in the evening, just standing idle. Okay, just standing idle. He's just moving here and there and he's not doing any kind of work. So in this kind of things, in this kind of assembly line things, we can also minimize the idle time of the workers. Okay, we can minimize the idle times of a worker. Okay, no workers can sit ideally. Okay, no workers can sit ideally. It means we can maximize our profit. We can maximize our profit. So you can get those benefits in a assembly line method. Okay, suppose we have thought that we are going to assemble 1000 car per day. Okay, 1000 car per day. So with the help of assembly line balancing, you can minimize the ideal time, you can maximize the manpower and machine power. So the total production output will be constant. Okay, you are going to get a constant rate of production. Okay, you are going to get a constant rate of production output. So these are the benefits of assembly line balancing. So I am going to write the benefits. So the first advantage we have seen from that table. Okay, production plant table. Okay, that unnecessary movement is avoided. The second is that since the unnecessary movement is avoided, so what will be the advantage of this? That it minimizes the ideal time. Okay, it minimizes the ideal time. Okay, it minimizes the ideal time. The third one will be that it increases the utilization. It increases the utilization of man and machine power. Okay, since it is minimizing the ideal time. Okay, since it is minimizing the ideal time, it means that you are utilizing the man and machine power more. Okay, since you are minimizing the ideal time, it means you are able to utilize the man and machine power efficiently. Okay, fully. And another advantage is that it provides, this assembly line provides a constant rate of production. Okay, it provides a constant rate of production. That means every day we are going to set the target. Okay, every day we are going to set the target. Suppose we are going to set that at each and every day we should assemble at least 1000 cars. Okay, we should assemble at least 1000 cars. It means daily we are going to get that. Okay, daily we are going to get that. Okay, so it provides a constant rate of production. Okay, it provides a constant rate of production. It means that since you are going to get a constant rate of production, it means that it will reduce the work in process inventory. Okay, it is going to reduce the work in process inventory. Most important point, it will reduce the work in process inventory. What is work in process inventory? You must have studied this type of inventory in your inventory chapter. So basically these are unfinished raw materials. Okay, work in process inventory means these are unfinished raw materials. So since you are going to get a constant rate of production, you cannot suppose this was the raw materials. Okay, so this was the raw sap. So you thought that I have to turn it. Okay, I have to turn it. But at the end of the day, you are not getting the time for the turning operation. So you are just leaving it for the next day. You cannot do this in line balancing. It means that it is going to reduce the unfinished raw material. You have to complete your work. Okay, since you have to get the required output. Okay, so you have to complete the turning operation or whatever operation you are going to perform. Okay, it means the work in process inventory will be reduced in case of line balancing. Okay, and it is certainly going to reduce. It means it reduces the production cost. Okay, it is going to reduce the production cost since you are going to perform each and every operation on time. Okay, you are going to perform each and every operation on time. You are going to minimize the ideal time. It means the production cost is going to reduce. Okay, the production cost is going to reduce. So these were the different advantages in case of line balancing. You can think of another points. Okay, you can add, no problem. So these are the basically different points. And line balancing nowadays is mostly used by the automobile sectors. Okay, robots are being employed at the different workstation. Okay, suppose the workstation is of turning, so robots are performing the work, assembly process, okay, joining process, anything. Okay, so basically these all the workstations processes are performed by the robot. Okay, so they are basically trying to reduce the ideal time. Okay, basically it has started from the industrial revolution. Okay, as you know that first industrial revolution, second industrial revolution, third industrial revolution. So with the advancement of industrial revolution, we are going to utilize line balancing at our 100% efficiency. Okay, and nowadays robots are doing these kinds of work. So in the next lecture we will discuss what are the different terms that we are going to use in the line balancing chapter. So first term you already know, that is workstation, and like this only there are different terms and numerical problems. So we will discuss them in the upcoming lectures. Thank you.